Hey, what's up guys? My name is Johnathan Cristan and I am one of the drummers here at New Life Church in Corpus Christi, Texas. And today we're going to be building our own drum enclosure. We usually have the clear sonic drum panels, but we decided to do a full spherical drum enclosure. So this is our version of one. And so if any of you guys are looking to build your own, we're going to be going through the process that we've been going through and the steps we've been taking to get this final product and walking you guys through what we are doing. So if you want to come check it out, then let's go look at it. So here, first off, this is the current or the old clear sonic drum shield that we were using, that we're switching over. We just opened up our new second campus, so this is going over to that campus. It's kind of a mess right now. My drums are kind of like all over the stage. There's tools, there's stuff everywhere, so it's kind of a mess trying to get this thing going. But if you come over here on the floor, we have these skirts. The skirts are going to go in front of the bottom layer of the platform on the bottom. This right here is this ceiling roof thing that's going to go over any of the drummers playing. It's going to be the top of the enclosure. And then over here is the actual bottom platform. The guys have just installed like the carpeting for it and the lip and the skirt for it. And then at the very end over there, there's posts. Those posts are going to go along the sides to support the ceiling right here and also support the Lexan polycarbonate glass that we're going to be holding everything. So that's about it. And as we go on through the process of everything and building it, we're going to take you guys through how we're doing it and what parts we use and how we made this thing come to life at the very end. All right, so we're gonna break it down a little more detail. This is the top ceiling part of the drum enclosure. Individually, we have two sheets of 4x8s and they're at 1/4 inch thick, and they're just right beside each other. And then this one, here's one right here. The other one is right here, and that one has the actual cutout to the spherical part of the drum enclosure. So this will be the front, this will be the back. Then right here in the very middle, we have a 2x4, and it's basically the brace, so that way it won't bow like right above the drummer's head. And then on the very outside, right here, all along this back part, are 2x2s to support the skirt that we're going to put around it, just to be able to nail the actual skirt to it. And then also with these, all of these are going to support them as well. And these are 2x6s that are just cut out, and they're going to support the skirt on top as well. They'll be nailed in to the 2x6s. So the guys are still working over here on the bottom panel, and then we're going to go into the specifics on what's going on over there. Okay, so now the guys are working on the bottom platform that the actual drums and the drummer's going to sit on. And what they're doing is they are installing the skirt that is going to go around it to kind of cover everything that has been built. And so what we have here is two sheets on the top and two sheets on the bottom as well, basically like on the ceiling, except these are 3/4 inch thick instead of 1/4 inch thick to have more support on the bottom versus the top. And between the bottom panel and the top panel of this, there are 2x6s framing them and holding them together. And in between all those 2x6s are insulation. We put some insulation in there to kind of hold more vibrations from the actual drums and everything going on. And then the carpet is completely installed. They put the carpet in. And then from here, just finish this skirt on the bottom. Then we'll paint it, or actually we're gonna stain it. We're gonna stain it, and then we'll start assembling the rest of the top of the ceiling to the bottom of this right here, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so now we're in the process of staining the skirts and staining / assembling the actual enclosure. So what we decided to do is go with the black stain I think it's like a classic black satin stain, and we have 2 of these so far, and we have 2 other pieces, and we're going to do that entire enclosure black instead of like that brown espresso color we've started with. And so if you follow me over here, along with staining, we've also started like assembling the enclosure. So essentially what we have here is the bottom platform and the top platform are being held together by 4 individual 4x4 posts and 2 2x4 posts that are connected to these 4x4 posts. And the way we've screwed in these posts is by using framing brackets for the tops and on each of these posts. And then right here, these 2x4s are being held together by 4 L brackets on the tops and the bottoms of these posts. So it really makes this enclosure sturdy, and it's really not going to go anywhere, especially when we put that Lexan in. And like I said earlier, we're going to also stain it all black so it matches really well, along with getting this bottom skirt in.
Okay, so we're finally done with this drum enclosure, and I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like and how it turned out. I really like the way it looks finished. After a few weeks of working and trying to figure out a bunch of minor details and running into a few bumps here and there, I'm really pleased with the finished product on this. You can see the top skirt and the bottom skirts dried really well with the stain, and it looks really great with all of the lighting on stage and all the lights hitting the enclosure itself. It's not glaring, it's not gross looking, it doesn't really reflect any negative light or anything into the congregation, so that worked out really well. The Lexan itself looks really good. It looks really clean, and I really just prefer the front oval kind of drum enclosure without any hinges. It's just easier for me to communicate with our worship leader, for me to communicate with other members of our worship team, and just to be able to flow better and more smoothly. And so this just makes it seem more seamless for me, and I don't feel so isolated like I would be in a different hinge type drum enclosure. And so I really enjoy the way it looks. I can show you on the inside a few of the key elements and a few of the key things that we added into this. So as much as I like the outside, I really like the inside, because that's where I'm going to be spending most of my time. Is when I'm playing, I'm going to be inside. And so what we did was we installed studio foam on the top to absorb the drums and the reverb and a lot of the echoing that would go on, just to give our front of house engineer more control over the drums. And we used a spray adhesive that we got from Home Depot or from Lowe's, a hardware store, and sprayed the adhesive onto the foam and sprayed it onto the ceiling and stuck it up. And so we got enough to just cover the entire top of this ceiling. What we also did was we installed lighting on the tops, so that way we can shine light onto the drummer and the drums in here, because it's really dark. And it kind of doesn't match the rest of the stage when the stage is all lit up and there's a lot going on creatively, but in here it's just like a dark blob. So we installed these lights, and we're able to control different colors and different patterns and different bursts and different styles to really complement the rest of the stage and to match the rest of the elements that we have going on throughout the rest of the stage. What we also did is we put carpeting in here. That way we wouldn't have to put a drum rug in here, and we can just put everything onto the entire platform. Other than that, just little things here and there to make this feel more comfortable. I added a fan in here. If you were to do something like this, I highly recommend some type of fan or some type of airflow going on, because it gets really hot in here. And as you can see, we didn't add a back. There's no back wall, there's no back panel. It just ends right here. What we have going on is curtains that go, and what we do is we just drop the curtains down, and it covers this entire back panel, and it's not exposed, and it just looks like a black backdrop and like a black wall essentially. And so that's what we did there. So that's about it for this DIY drum enclosure video. I really hope that this video was informative for you guys. If this is something that you're interested in doing for your home church, or anybody that you know might want to do for their church as well. And if there are any questions or any concerns or anything that you might have, get a hold of me, shoot me an email, follow me on social media, and I'd be more than happy to answer any of those questions.